Hello and welcome to Brain Engine and Board week 50. Is this 54, 55? Episode 27, 28. I don't know. I didn't look before I started this. Hello, I'm actually doing this on Tuesday like I'm supposed to because last week I was 2 days late because I completely forgot. Yeah, so I was worried that I wouldn't have a lot to talk about because I filmed on Thursday and today's Tuesday, so it wasn't a full week, but things have happened. What else do we expect? I hit my head again. Now, I know. It wasn't as bad as when I hit my head on my car, obviously. Wasn't that bad, but it hasn't been good for me and my brain health. So what happened was Nala, Miss Nala Jade, right here, has a favorite toy. Is it in here? No, it's not in here. She has a favorite toy, and it's this really disgusting white mouse that as soon as she saw it, when I maybe a month after I got her, she fell in love with it. That is her toy. That is her mouse. She plays with it every single day. She yells at it, and it's like the only toy she does this with. She'll like bat around other toys, but this mouse is the mouse, you know? And I couldn't find it. And I was like, okay, well, maybe, because sometimes, I mean, it ends up in weird places. One time it ended up in the trash can. It's ended up in like my shoes. It ends up in kind of weird places. And so I was just looking around the house for it, couldn't find it. And I started to panic because I couldn't find the mouse. And when I mean I looked everywhere, I looked in all the normal places, all of the weird places, and I could not find this mouse. And in my search for the mouse, this was Friday evening that I noticed the mouse was gone. Don't drink my tea, please. Kitties can't have tea. Friday evening, I noticed the mouse was gone. And I noticed that I hadn't seen her or heard her play with it in like a day or two. So I was like really concerned at this point. And so Friday evening, I was searching under my bed for the mouse, thinking it might be there. And it was not there, but I sat up too quickly and I hit my head, the other side of my head, I hit this side of my head, on the bed. And as soon as I hit my head, I got nauseous and a little dizzy. But I was so determined to find this mouse, and I was so panicked and freaked out and like anxious to find this mouse that I just kept finding the mouse. And then after about 10 minutes of continuing to like frantically look around for this mouse, my body gave out and I had to just lay down. And when I hit my head, I was like, oh, that's not good. But I was so focused on finding this mouse that I didn't think that anybody, and I really did not hit my head that hard. I mean, and I said that about when I hit my head in the car. It wasn't even close to it. I mean, you've like, don't bite my leg. Don't bite my leg. I'm telling the story about how I saved your mouse's life. Yeah. She's gonna bite me. She's gonna bite me. She's gonna bite me. She's gonna bite me. I hit my head looking for your mouse, and you know what? I would do it again because I love you and I want you to be happy. And it's not your fault the mouse was lost. It's my fault. We'll get there. But everyone like kind of taps their head. That's really what it was. But because my brain is so sensitive right now, it was not good for me. So the next day I had pain and discomfort and I was nauseous and dizzy all day. Really didn't feel good. I still ended up, sometimes if I lay in bed all day, I kind of feel worse. And so I need to get up and move and like kind of do some things. And so I had been in bed all day, and that evening David wanted to go see my dad's kitten. And so we went and did that and whatever. And I never really felt better. And I was in a lot of pain, and so I took my medicine, went to sleep, thought that's the end of it, woke up Sunday, still didn't feel good, still kind of in pain and nauseous and dizzy all the time. Dad wanted me to go to the show with him, and I already said yes, and so I went, and I didn't make it that long, and I had to come back, and it was just really, I did not feel good. It was rough. And then yesterday, same story, but I went to eye therapy, and I did not do good, and I could not do a lot of the stuff I normally could. He could tell that I was messed up. So yeah. And I asked him, do you think it's from me hitting my head? And he was like, probably, because everything's so sensitive. So that happened. And what I've been feeling is my eyes have been hurting, like my eyes have been in pain, and I'm just constantly nauseous and constantly like dizzy and out of balance, which is really annoying. But also, it's also really annoying because although I haven't felt great, like I've been better than I was. And to kind of be back into a point of like constantly not feeling good is not really, it's not good. I'm not happy about it. I'm upset about it. But hopefully, after therapy, I did feel a little better, and I do feel a little better today. And so I'm hoping that with therapy again on Thursday, that it'll quickly bounce back. But I don't feel good. I really don't feel good. So yeah, it hasn't been good. But the mouse, couldn't find it, was so worried, panicked, and whatever. And so then David was here, and he wanted to wash some of his clothes to wear the next day. And so we looked through the hamper I didn't need to wash my clothes. And so we just like pulled out his stuff. We were sorting it. And the mouse was in the hamper. It was towards the top, which I was like, how the hell? Because it has like little holes in it. So if it was towards the bottom, I'd be like, all right, I should just push it through there. But it was like 1 or 2 layers down from the top. I was like, how the hell did this mouse get in the hamper? I think what happened was I was picking up clothes off the floor, and I just picked up the mouse and put it in the hamper unknowingly. But the mouse has been found, it's been located. We now have to, like, a few times a day I look for that mouse and like, is it here? She's very happy. She was very happy I found the mouse. She's played with it. She's been ecstatic, so that's good for me. Although whenever I first found it and gave it to her, she like sniffed it and like tapped it, was like, cool, it's there. And then went on about her life. And I was very insulted. But yeah, I just don't feel good. I'm supposed to go to physical therapy today. I don't really want to. I don't really feel good. And it's not fun to not feel good, so. I really can't hit my head. Like I had a suspicion that I couldn't hit my head before, because I've like done little taps, like I was trying to get like a pot or a pan out from underneath the stove, and when I bent down, I just like lightly tapped my forehead against the handle. Got a little bit of a headache from that. And so I kind of knew, but like a little tap of just like hitting my head, getting out from under the bed, that can mess me up. So I really can't hit my head, like, ever again. At least not right now, but probably ever again. So that's interesting. And I really hope I feel better soon. I don't know. I asked him what I could do, and he was like, just rest and do the best you can. But I don't know, like, what I can do, because it's been a while since I've been this bad. So I'm watching Nala over here. One thing that's been interesting is this past weekend, so I have a problem focusing. That's just how they are. And my eyes have had a hard time. So when I first hit my head, like the beginning, you know how like if you bring, I'm not gonna do it because I don't know, but like if you bring an object close to your eye, it like can become double, and then you can focus on it and whatever. Well, the objects would become double like way far away from my face, like very, very far away from my face. And that was a big problem. So we had to like work on it and fix it, whatever. Well, things are now, they're kind of double away from my face, further than normally. It normally is, if that makes sense. And so this whole weekend I felt my eyes like focusing and like struggle to focus. And I think that's what's been a big pain. And I think therapy yesterday helped it. It's still a little bit like that, but not as bad. So, but I don't want to go to therapy. I don't know what to do about that. Physical therapy, because I don't want to like push myself too much and make myself hurt even more, but I also know that I need to try and do as much as I can. But again, I don't know what my limit is right now. So really all I've done is just lay around and listen to books. We're back to that. I can do a little bit more, but mostly just lay around and listen to books. Sorry, I can't think. I listened to the book Rebecca, because I like the book Endless Night, and everyone said if you like Endless Night, you would like Rebecca. Endless Night by Agatha Christie and Rebecca by Daphne something. And I also liked Jane Eyre. And they're like, if you like Jane Eyre, you'll like Rebecca. So I read Rebecca. Everyone was right. I liked Rebecca. It was a very good book. It was very slow, very, very slow burn, but it was good. It was worth it. But then it said, well, if you like Goodreads, said if you like Jane Eyre and you like Rebecca, you would love Wuthering Heights, another Bronte sister. And I was like, okay, I'll read Wuthering Heights. And I started the first 5 minutes right after I ended Rebecca, and I was like, I need a break. I need a break from like this type of narrative. So I'm reading some more like a modern book right now, and then maybe after this one that I'm reading, I'll get into Wuthering Heights. Whatever. So yeah, I'm trying to read more classics. I think I said this before. And I've read quite a few actually, and some of them are good. Some of them, all right, here's the thing about classics. Some of them are actually really good and like cool, worth it. Some of them are very average and like kind of not boring, but just like, all right, this is just what we're doing. But I think because of like when it was written, it wasn't, for the time, it was a lot better than it is now. And so everyone's like, oh, look at this masterpiece. And it's like, it's fine. And like, I'm not a person to like look into the deeper meaning of a book and like dissect all, like, I used to be that person. I used to fully be invested, not in books, but like in music and movies. Like I used to fully be that person. And now, for some reason, as I get older, I'm like, I'm taking things at face value. If you want me to receive a message, you got to put in more effort to like do it. I don't have the time or energy to do that. I'm not going to sit here and like look through my soul to connect. Like, no, if you want me to get a certain message across, then like portray it. All right. I'm taking things at face value. And that's what happened. What did I read? I read The Stranger. And it was like, it was fine. It was just a story of this dude and whatever. And it was like, oh, it's a commentary on society and morals and how people perceive, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, it's a story about a dude who's just a little weird and he gets into some trouble. What do you want me to say? That people judge him because he wasn't sad his mom died? Like, I don't really need to have a whole discussion about it. So that's how I feel about classics. So like Jane Eyre was good. There was no like meaning. It was just a story. And that was good. I did look up the meaning behind Master and Margarita because I needed to see if there was some method to the chaos, and there was. And that was neat. But I don't know. I don't know, maybe because like society is so, I was about to say a really cheesy sentence. I was about to say society is so fucked up that I don't need people to tell me. I hate when people say stuff like that. I hate it. Here, we're just going on a tangent. You can tell my brain's like not here. Whenever people say, oh, these days, now in this society, in this culture, nowadays, I cannot stand it when people say stuff like, whenever I hear the phrase, well, these days you can't do whatever, it makes me want to rip someone's fucking skin off. Because like, one, society is constantly changing. Like we done had been new. Like this is not a new thing. They'll be like, well, nowadays you can't do da-da-da. Literally that happens all the fucking time. Like, why are you surprised? Why are you surprised? And two, also, this probably did happen. This has probably always been happening. Like, my memo all the time. And this is a very, like, small example. This happens everywhere. But she'll be like, well, nowadays, I'm just scared to drive because of the way people drive. Everyone has driven crazy since the beginning of time. Even when there were fucking horses, like, people would drive crazy. Everyone has always constantly driven crazy. It's not that people are driving crazier now than they did 20 years ago. Like, everyone has always been a lunatic. Maybe you just like didn't notice before, or maybe like your driving style has changed over time and you're now noticing it. Like, I hate it when people say stuff like that. And I mean, again, this can like, nowadays you can't make a joke and that it expand, like, no, it's just, you could never be racist or sexist, ever. This really, it pisses me off every time I hear someone say this. And I was like, well, nowadays, it's like this. And it's like, yeah, it is. And what? And what? Like, what are you, like, yeah, things change. Yeah, I don't know. It just pisses me off for no reason, for a good reason, actually, I think. But, like, it pisses me off too much, I think. I can't stand it. I don't know. And then kind of a tangent, it's like when people are like, well, the younger generation has it better than we did. It's like, yeah, that's the point. That's literally the whole point. Like, what, are you mad that you got it better than like Julius Caesar in his time? The motherfucker stank. Are you mad about that? No, you're happy that you actually have like plumbing and showers. And you're like, this generation has it easier. That's good. We should. I mean, I don't know if we do or not. That's like a whole different discussion. But like, yeah, I am entitled to things because it's a basic fucking human right that like I need water, I need food, I need a job, I need Wi-Fi. I know that some people don't think that's like a base in this world. Like you need that. I don't know. I just hate it when I see stuff like whatever. That was a tangent for no reason. Oh, that was a bad one. I can't do it. Anyway, I'm gonna go lay down before I'm supposed to go to physical therapy. Hopefully next week I feel better, and hopefully I don't hit my head again. So, all right. Everyone appreciate my mug. It says cat lovers against white supremacy. It says claws. Whatever. All right, I'm going to bed. Goodbye. Oh, my thing, I forgot. My dad fixed the battery in my remote, and I forgot that it delays the time. Okay.